All right, guys, welcome to another weekly weapons brief brought to you by Battlefield Vegas. My name is Livio. This is Sean. Today we're going to be talking about the Madsen M-50. The Madsen M-50 was put into production from 1950 to 1953, and it was used until about the 1980s. It was manufactured by DIS. It fires a 9x19 parabellum round, weighs almost 7 pounds, and it's a blowback operated from an open bolt. It uses a 32-round magazine, and it's got single point fixed sights that are sighted out to about 100 meters, it's supposed to be, and it runs at about 550 rounds a minute. Right now I'm going to hand it over to Sean, and Sean's going to break this thing down for you and tell you all about it.
All right, you guys, this is actually a pretty simple weapon to break down. It's actually similar to the Uzi. It has a barrel nut that holds it in. Just unscrew the barrel nut, just like this. The interesting thing about this gun is it's a clamshell design, so it opens in half, as you're going to see here. We'll try to keep this barrel and everything in there at the same time so you can see it, just like that. All right. Then the barrel comes out, and then the bolt. You have four main components. It's going to be your bolt group, your barrel group, recoil spring, and then your receiver. The interesting thing about this receiver is it was actually formed from two stamped sheet metal halves, where most guns they're made from a solid stamped receiver. As you can see, this gun is actually pretty easy to clean. It's all exposed. Another interesting thing about this is on the inside of the grip, there's a place for a magazine speed loader. The magazine itself is a double stack mag that goes into a single stack, so it's actually quite difficult to load. So that comes in handy. All right, reassembly is just the opposite. You're going to take the bolt, you're going to place it inside of the receiver, which is a little tricky because it does have a safety mag release button in the front. That's the hardest part, getting that back in, and you're done. So next you're going to insert your barrel. There's a cutout in the side of the barrel for the extractor to fit. You're going to put that to the outside of the weapon, set it in there, and then you take your recoil spring and you insert it like this. Set it down in place. Fold your other half of your clamshell shut. As you pick it up, you just kind of want to pull back a little bit on the bolt and then rotate the barrel until it finds its little happy spot, which is there. Then you take your barrel nut like we discussed before, put it back on there, and you screw it in tight. Just to make sure that everything was put back together, you do a quick functions test. You're going to cock the bolt to the rear, inspect the chamber, make sure that it's unloaded. Like I said, there's this magazine safety button right here. If you were to pull the trigger without holding onto this, the bolt would get stuck, just like that. It wouldn't allow you to fire around. So it's a functions test. Just make sure, hold down your safety, pull the trigger, bolt closed, and then you're done.
All right, Sean, thanks, man.
No worries.
This is a pretty interesting weapon. It's very unique. Guys, when shooting this, if you want to come to a battlefield and shoot this on the range, as always, make sure that it's in the pocket of your shoulder, not out on the joint. Put your shoulder forward, lean into it. Anything full auto, you want to make sure you're doing that. As Sean was saying earlier, there's a safety around the magwell, right on the back here, so you want to make sure that you're holding on to it by the magwell. This thing, when shooting it, is it's got such minimal recoil. I don't know if it has to do with the way that the spring is inside, but I mean, you almost can't tell it's going off if you didn't see and hear it. So I guess it makes sense why they would make sure that you're holding on to it with both hands with that safety up there. We're going to go ahead and take this out on the range and shoot it and let you guys see what that looks like. As always, leave your comments, questions, concerns at the bottom, and we'll see you next time. All right, guys, Madsen M-50 on full auto. Lean forward into it. It's too cool.
I see the camera thing flipping like you normally do, and then it just fades into what I'm doing. I can see this happening.